Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Charan. In this video tutorial, I will explain in Django web application how to search filter records from database using radio button controls. Now let's search the mail records only. Right now in the student table contains 1, 2 and 3, 4 mails are there. Search. See here we got 4 mails. Now let's search the female records. So here we got female records. Male, search, female, search. That's it. If you are a first time visitor to my channel, please subscribe to get the latest updates. Before creating a new Django web application, first we'll check the table in PHP MyAdmin database, which is my SQL server. The table name is a student, which contains 3 columns: student ID, student name and gender. Now my aim is I want to create an application to search the records based on the student genders with radio button controls. So let's create a new Django web application. Before creating a Django application, first we require one new folder. So I'm creating a new folder in E drive. Right click the mouse, go to new and select folder, and the folder name is search filter radio button RV. Enter. Let's browse this folder. Right now this folder is totally empty. Now we'll create a new Django application in this folder. I'm using Visual Studio Code to create a Django application, but before that we'll add our folder name which we have created in the E drive. For that, go to file and select open folder. The folder I have created in the E drive, this is our folder name. I have selected that one, then click button select folder. And here the folder is successfully added to our Visual Studio Explorer panel. At the right side we got the welcome page. Let's close this welcome page. Now in this folder we create a new Django application. For that, go to view and select terminal. And here we got our terminal, which is nothing but a PowerShell or command prompt. And also notice the path is, this is about the folder name, this folder name, and the path is E drive. So let's create a new Django application. Django-admin start project, and the project name is search RB. Search RB is my application name. And notice here the search RB is created successfully into this folder. Let me expand this application. See, when I expand this app, there is one subfolder and one manage.py Python file is created. Let me allow to expand this subfolder also. When I expand this subfolder, which contains some default Python files like settings.py, py, urls.py. All these files and folders has been created automatically when I create this application search RB. So after creating the application, the next step, let's add one templates folder to our application. So select the application name, right click the mouse, new folder, and the folder name is a templates folder. So after adding the templates folder, all my HTML files I will add in this templates folder only. So let's first add one HTML file in this templates folder. Right click the mouse, select new file. The file name is index.html. Enter. And here we got our index.html page. Now before adding the HTML documentation in this page, first we'll add one models page into our subfolder of the application. Select the subfolder, right click the mouse, click new file. The file name is a models.py. Enter. And here we got our models page. Now this models page contains a class with some properties. Before adding the properties, let's add the models class from django.db import models class. After that, let's define a class. This class is student model. The class name is student model, models dot model, and is capital here, model colon. And now if you check in our table, we have 3 columns. So I'm creating 3 properties: student ID, ST name and gender. So ID is equals to, I'm adding the same column names the properties also. ID morals dot, this is a primary key, integer field, the data type is, and it's a primary key is equals to true. Then the next one is, the next column name is stname. Add that one. Stname is equals to morals dot char field. The char field I'm adding max length is equals to around 50, the size, and the gender, the column attribute name is morals dot, the gender type is char field, and the max length is equals to 1. After that, I'm adding another class called meta class, and this meta class contains my table name. So let's add our table. db underscore table is equals to between double quotes. So my table name is student table. Let's copy that student table and paste here. That's it. Let's save this file. Save all. Now let's add the views page to this subfolder. Right click the subfolder, click new file, and the file name is views.py, and here we got our views.py page. Now this views page contains the actual logic to find to search filter functionality, but before that let's import the necessary classes from Django.shortcuts import render. The first class I have imported the render class. So in Django applications, when we want to render our templates, we require this render class. After that, we need to import the morals page also, this morals page. So my morals page is inside my application name. So first let's add my application name dot morals. From this morals page, I'm adding my class name, which is a student model. After that, let's define and let's add a function def student gender is a function name request colon. The first one, first I want to display all the records. So here I'm adding student display is equals to student display is an object. After that, student model, then objects dot all method, the return render. I'm requesting my template name is index.html, comma, between curly brackets. This is a dictionary, so dictionary contains keys and values. Here the keys I'm adding data colon student display, this variable name I'm adding here. That's it. Let's save this file. Save all. Now open urls.py. The urls.py, first let's import the views page, views. Now let's add the path in single quotes. Now this path is my default path of our application. Now it's a home page, views dot, the template I'm rendering this index.template. I want to request with the help of this function name. Let's copy that one and paste here. That's it. Let's save this file. Now open settings.py. In the settings.py, first we need to install our application name in this install underscore app section. So let's add, sorry for that, in single quotes, my application name is a search RB. Copy this one and paste here. In the install underscore apps, and come to the template section. In the template section, the directories, I am joining my templates folder with the base directory. So os.path.join method base directory, comma, between single quotes I'm adding templates folder. So after that, come to the databases section. Notice the database default engine is a SQLite 3, but my database is a MySQL. And let's delete this default database name. Our database name is, let's find out the student table I have created in this Charan database. So let's add the database name Charan. After that, let's add the credentials. User is equals to between single quotes root, and we require the password Here the password I'm leaving blank because I don't have any password to log into my PHP my admin database. If you have any password, please enter between these single quotes. After that, we require the host also. Host is a local host, comma. Then we require the port also, the port number. Let's find out the port number of MySQL database. So notice here 3308 is my SQL port number. Let's add that one, 3308. And the last one attribute, I'm adding the options between curly brackets. I'm setting, I'm initializing command colon between double quotes. Let's set the SQL mode is equals to between single quotes strict underscore trans underscore tables. Let's add comma. That's it. This one is T, this T is capital here, T. That's it. Let's save this file. Now open index.html. Let's add the doc type. Close this HTML tag. And the HTML tag will add the header section. Again, we'll add the title tag. Inside this header section, we'll add the title tag. Such filter with radio button. Now for the header section, I'm adding the body tag. Now inside the body tag, I'm adding the center tag. The center tag, I'm adding h1 tag. How to search filter records with radio button element Django web tutorials. After the headings, I'm adding horizontal line. After the horizontal line, I'm adding a table to display the records. So this table contains a border is equals to 1, and this table contains a tr table rows, table headers. First one is a student ID. The table has 3 columns, so I'm adding 3 table headers. Second table header is a student name, table headers, gender. After that, now let's fetch the records from the table. For that, I'm using for loop percentage for show data in show data is a show data. Here is the object in. Let's open view. So copy this the key of the dictionary and paste here. Now let's close the for loop with end for tr at td. Now with double curly brackets, which is the expression, I'm adding show data dot the column names. We need to add the id. The column names, we need to add the ID. ID. TD, again between double curly brackets, show data dot st name. Now TD, again between double curly brackets, I'm adding show data dot gender. So G is small g. That's it. Let's save this file, save all. Now before adding the radio buttons functionality, such functionality, we'll check the table is displaying or not. Come to the here. Before run the server, let's add this search RB here, cd. I'm adding my application name to this folder. After that, let's run python manage.py run server, enter. And see here, after I run the server, we don't have any issues, and below the web server link, let's control plus mouse click to run the server. Notice here and here we got the output. The data, the student data is displaying in this table from this PHP MySQL database. Now let's add the search functionality with the radio button element. Again, switch over to the coding part. Above the table, I'm adding the radio button elements. For that, I'm adding input type is equals to radio, and the value here, the values I'm adding, we need to add exactly the same, the gender M for male, and name is equals to, I'm adding the name and gender is my column name. Let's close this male column. Let's copy this one and paste here, and this one is a female, and the value I'm changing to F instead of M. I'm adding F to search for the female records. After that, I require one more button control. Input type is equals to submit value is equals to the button control is search. Let's close the button control. After that, let's save this file, switch to views page. Now we'll add the search functionality in this function. If request dot method double equals to post colon, if request, not if, I'm adding the gender is equals to, here the gender is equals to request dot post dot get method. The values we are getting from this name gender. Copy this one and paste here. After that, let's define the where object search student st. Search st is an object. Student model, the class name of the models dot objects dot filter. I'm filtering the data. Gender is equals to gender. That's it. Now let's add this object to display the records. So return render. So instead of writing this all, let's copy this one and paste here. Instead of student display, I want to get the search results. Then else part, and in the else part it's displaying all the records. That's it. Let's save this file, save all. Again switch over to the index.html page. Now here the most important step is, after the horizontal line, I'm adding the form element. Form method is equals to post, and I'm closing this form tag after the table element. Again go to top at the form method post. Here I'm adding one command called csrf underscore token. The csrf underscore token, it products our data from these hackers. So make sure when we are posting the data in Django applications, we need to add this csrf underscore token. Otherwise, you'll get an error. That's it. We have done all. Let's save this file. Now it's time to check the final output. Again, switch over to the browser. Now I'm reloading the browser. Notice here, once I reload the browser, we got 2 radio button controls and 1 button control. So I will add one more horizontal line after the search. So it looks good. Let's save this file. Save all. I'm reloading the browser. Now let's search the mail records only. Right now in the student table contains 1, 2 and 3, 4 males are there. Search. So here we got 4 males. Now let's search the female records. So here we got female records. Male, search, female, search. That's it. I have implemented the search filter records in Django applications with radio buttons.